English Leap Podcast.
From Learn English through real debates.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about learning to unlearn.
Hi everyone, I'm really excited about this topic. What does learning to unlearn mean exactly?
Well, learning to unlearn means questioning what you already know, your habits, your beliefs, and even your routines. It's like sometimes we stick to old ways even when new methods might work better.
So it's about giving up old habits for new ways of doing things, right?
Exactly. Think about it like changing your study methods, shifting from memorizing facts to truly understanding them.
Yeah,
That really shows how unlearning can open up better ways to learn.
right. But unlearning sounds hard. How do we know what to let go of?
That's a good question. It starts with reflecting on our daily actions. For example, if you always rely on memorization and then find out you don't remember much later, maybe it's time to try understanding or discussing ideas instead.
I see. And it is similar with breaking bad habits, like managing your sleep or time management, isn't it?
Exactly. It is like when you try to improve your sleep routine. You might have a habit of staying up late, but then you unlearn that habit to get more rest. It's all about trying
Right.
a new routine that might give you better results.
But there is a catch, isn't there? Sometimes old habits feel safe. How do you convince yourself to unlearn something you have always believed in?
Well, one way is to look at our childhood beliefs. For instance, many of us learned some ideas as kids that might not be true now. Unlearning those beliefs helps us grow and change our view of the world.
I get that. But isn't it very difficult to completely change those deep-rooted ideas?
It can be challenging, yes. But think of it like updating an old computer program. The old code worked for a long time, but when you learn new ways, you can create a more efficient program.
Yeah,
Even if it takes effort, the improvement is worth it.
I understand the computer analogy, but sometimes I worry that unlearning might mean losing important parts of who we are.
That's a fair point, and I respectfully challenge that idea. Unlearning doesn't mean erasing who you are. It's about keeping the good parts and letting go of what no longer serves you.
So it's not just about forgetting old knowledge, but updating it with what works best now?
Exactly. For instance, look at technology. Old ways of working, like using paper files, are often unlearned in favor of digital methods. And that can make work faster and more organized.
That makes sense. Another example could be the study methods you mentioned. Can you give a simple story on that?
Sure. Imagine a student who always memorized history dates. Later, they find that understanding why events happened is more useful, so they change their method.
Yeah.
This change helps them do better in class and enjoy learning more.
And what about breaking habits like staying up too late?
Yes, that's a very common example. Say, if you often go to bed very late, you might unlearn that habit to
Yep.
improve your health. Slowly, you start going to bed earlier, and you feel more energized in the morning.
I see the pattern here. It's about noticing that the old way might not be so good anymore, then testing something new.
Exactly. It's like experimenting with a recipe. You try new ingredients even though you love your old
Yeah.
dish. Sometimes the new dish tastes even better.
I kind of like that idea. But what if the new way does not work out?
That does happen. But it is also a learning process. Even if the new method fails, you learn why it didn't work and then try something else. It is all about continuous improvement.
True, it does seem like a cycle of testing and reflecting.
Yes, exactly. And it's not only about study or health habits. Think about adapting to new technology. Many people had to unlearn old software skills to work with new tools in their jobs.
I remember when my office switched from paper documents to digital files. At first, it was very confusing.
Absolutely. That switch required unlearning the old habit of manual filing. And once
Yeah.
you learn the digital way, work usually gets done faster and better.
It's interesting how unlearning is like renovating an old house. You remove the outdated parts and replace them with better designs.
Exactly. It's like you keep the sturdy walls and update the decor.
Yeah, I get it.
The essential structure remains, but you improve what is on the surface.
One thing that puzzles me, though, is can too much unlearning cause confusion? Sometimes traditions or older methods have their own value.
That's true. Unlearning shouldn't be about completely discarding the past. It is about finding balance and knowing which parts to keep that benefit you.
So, it is a mix of learning new things while keeping valuable old lessons?
Exactly. It's like updating your wardrobe. You keep your favorite jeans, but maybe get rid of outdated shirts. The goal is to feel more comfortable and efficient.
That makes a lot of sense. And the examples today, like studying, sleeping, and working with technology, really show how applied unlearning can be.
Yes, every little change you make can lead to big improvements over time.
Right.
Even small steps, like changing the way you study, can have a huge impact on your life.
I think I understand now. Unlearning is not about forgetting, it's about updating.
Exactly. It's about growing and staying open to change. If new ideas or ways work better, why not try them out?
Yeah. Thanks for explaining this. It really makes me think about what I might need to unlearn in my own life.
You're welcome. And thanks everyone for joining us today. Remember, change takes courage, but it also leads to growth.
That's right. Keep questioning, keep testing, and never stop learning, even if that means unlearning some old habits. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Your progress doesn't end here. To keep improving your speaking and listening skills, explore more debates by clicking on the next video.